So, I just watched a video by acting career expert on his video on acting facial expressions and eye lines. So, as you can guess, his video is about facial expressions and eye lines. So, let me go over what he talks about. He basically just tells a very short story about him, an experience of going on audition, of having to try to look confused in a scene. And he does that by, doing this or something like that. Essentially, I can't mimic his face, but, but he basically goes on about how, I can't remember if it was the casting director or whoever was on the camera and watching his face for his audition, told him to come up and take a look at what they recorded. And the thing was, he made this face or something like that, whenever he was confused, right? But it did not look like he was confused. It looked like he was mad. And then the guy told him to try to raise your eyebrows. And so the thing about facial expressions is that sometimes it can be natural to do certain expressions for you when you are mad. Like I said, like this. Yeah, or I mean, when you are confused. And he does that when he's naturally confused. But sometimes when you are a viewer, your facial expressions don't always, I don't know, translate to the screen, I guess, properly, depending on who you are. So he just talks about how, yeah, how, you know, simple it is. It's just raising your eyebrows will be confusion. Lowering them will make you look mad. And then he talks about eye lines as well. So, islands, obviously, I'm just going to go over a brief description of them. It's basically where you're staring at, essentially. Like, you wouldn't want to be, like, somewhere low unless that was the entire purpose of the audition, really. Um, or it's specifically said by casting director. But anyways, if a camera is up to your face, you don't have to turn your head. You don't have to do that because it's going to capture all your facial expressions, all the subtlety on your face, and you don't have to turn your head when you see a person in the scene that you're supposed to be looking at. Let's just say you have three people in the scene, and you could just look at them like this. That's all you really have to do. You don't have to like turn your head or you can do a lot less for a lot more because you don't have to like overact or like you might do that in real life, but like sometimes you want to be subtle when it comes to auditions or just certain things. And a lot of people don't notice these things um, because they don't really record themselves. And I think that's natural for a lot of people to not notice these types of things, but when you're acting for different characters in different roles, you have to also think about, you know, how they would move and how they would act, of course. And of course, you want to be in the mind of them and understand them emotionally. But yeah, um, yeah, you just need to be aware of how you're looking on camera, even though you can't really tell until you do it. But try recording yourself. That was all I wanted to say. Okay. Goodbye.